AITAH for saying that if my wife wants to be a trad wife, then she must always look her best, wait on me, and provide segs without question when asked? Posted by you/thrower_no_trad. I'm 35 and my wife is 40. We've been together for 15 years. Over the last couple of years, she's really fallen down the trad wife rabbit hole, and it's driving me crazy. At first, it started with her saying she didn't want to work anymore, and lately, it has escalated to her saying that men who make their wives work are abusive. We both have well-paid jobs. I'm a self-employed builder with a team and earn around £100,000 a year. She works in management for the NHS and earns around £50,000 a year. We both work, I guess I should say worked, for her, really hard, and we have no kids. 3 years ago, we managed to pay off our mortgage and lived in a nice enough area where I would have happily stayed forever. She, however, suddenly wanted a massive house that we didn't need. I should have seen what was coming. She was looking at £700,000 houses, which would require a mortgage of £500,000 after we sold our house. I gave in, and we bought a house. She then wanted a new car, which again I caved to, and she got a car that is worth more than she earns in a year. She then decided she didn't want to work anymore. She said her job was crap, and I said, take a lower paid one then, that you'll enjoy more. She said no. She just doesn't want to work, full stop. She also doesn't want to give up anything she has. Over the past couple of years, it has been obvious she is trying to lose her job without leaving, despite me saying that I can't afford the house, car, and holidays on my own. She started bringing this trad wife stuff up but said she'd want to hire a cleaner as the house is too big for her to clean alone, and she prefers my cooking to hers, so I'll still do all the cooking. So I said, you basically want to dress up pretty and bake the odd cake. She stormed off and said I don't get it. She brought it up again yesterday, and I said fine, she can do it, but she's got to get up before me and make sure my breakfast is ready like in the video she watches. She's got to be dressed as a sexy version of a 50s housewife, like in the video she watches, from the moment I open my eyes to the moment I close them. The house must be spotless at all times, like in the video she watches. I want huge packed lunches for work, like in the video she watches. I want to come home and have beautiful pies and cakes ready for pudding, like in the video she watches. I want a bath run for when I get in, and then come down to a proper meal every night, like in the video she watches. I then want a foot rub while I eat the cakes and pies she makes, like in the video she watches. I also want segs on demand, how I want it, when I want it, like in the video she watches. She called me abusive, a user, sexist, etc., and stormed out to her equally delusional sister's house. Don't get me started on her. I'll be honest, I'm ready for divorce if this carries on. Am I the jerk here? Top/relevant comments. Commenter. Get the divorce, mate. It'll be cheaper and less stressful than dealing with a crazy wife every minute of the day and night. It's not about the trad wife lifestyle, she simply doesn't want to work. She merely wants to sit on her backside, enjoy the things she has badgered you into paying for, and do nothing. There is a lot of this kind of crazy going around. It won't get any better either. What will it be next? Vacations on the French Riviera? A bigger, nicer, more expensive car? The list goes on and on. Ops response. I am leaning this way, mate. I think a divorce is more likely than anything else at this moment in time. Luckily, she's afraid of flying, so I've managed to avoid the expensive holidays apart from the odd Eurostar trip to Paris. She makes me feel like a £10 millionaire though, trying to be something we aren't. I know we are better off than most, but we don't earn footballer money, which is what I think she aspires to. Commenter 2. She doesn't want to be a trad wife, she wants to enjoy early retirement on someone else's dime. I, female, had a partner, male, like that too. He just stopped working and pretended to look for work while I paid for everything, for years. He then told me I was sexist because if he had been a woman and I was a man, it would be normal, or so he claimed. We don't have children either. Anyway, it got complicated, but I managed to end things and kick him out. Don't be like me, don't tolerate the lack of active participation in the household for even 1 minute, as it gets much harder and more expensive to end things later on. Ops response. You are right, and I'll be honest, all I'm thinking about at the moment is just divorcing her and cutting my losses before I really am left with nothing. It might also jolt her into reality when she has to work to survive. Commenter 3. Definitely not the jerk. Could y'all go for marital counseling or something? Ops response. I've asked, she is not interested in the slightest. Commenter 4. You were crazy to agree to the £700,000 house. You'll be okay, but it makes things so much tougher. If she wanted that, why not save up with the old house and then work up to the new one and both of you work together? Ops response. That's what I suggested. With my job, we could have bought a cheap house, done it up, and made some money, then moved upward slowly and stayed debt-free. I have modified our house a bit, and it's probably worth £800,000 now, but it's still not a nice feeling having such a big mortgage and knowing she wants me to cover it alone. Commenter 5. I don't have any issue with a woman wanting to be a trad wife and wanting to stay home and be soft and feminine, I guess, but she does have to contribute to the relationship somehow. And correct me if I'm wrong, but doesn't being a trad wife entail domestic contribution? Cooking and cleaning are part of the role, no? I take a lot more issue with her desire to spend all your money to live above your means and not contribute in any meaningful way. She doesn't want to be a trad wife, she wants to be a sugar baby. Divorce her and set her free. Let's see if she successfully finds herself the sugar daddy of her dreams. Ops response. I agree with you completely. I have no problem with it if it's an affordable lifestyle. If we stayed at our old house, I could afford it. Now we have a £2,500 a month mortgage and £700 car payments. That's £32,000 a year straight away. I think she wants to be a sugar baby, but I don't want to be a sugar daddy. I want an equal partner. Update 5 days later. I'd like to answer a few questions from my first post before giving an update. No, my requests were not serious, and I can't believe how many people thought they were. It was me trying to prove a point about how ridiculous she is being. Like I said in the comments, I don't want a maid or a slave, I want a partner. Before my wife got on this train, she was a very ambitious, career-driven person who wanted to climb to the top. She was never really on social media until the pandemic. The trad wife thing started a couple of years ago. A lot of people suggested couples counseling. I've asked many times and always get the same response, I don't need counseling, there's nothing wrong with me. On to the update. We spoke Saturday morning, and I told her that I can't go on like this. I said to her bluntly that the trad wife thing is never happening, and she either accepts it and we go to couples counseling, or we split up. I'm done dancing around her BS. She chose to split up. I asked her if she even really wanted to be a trad wife or if she's just trying to force me away, like she's trying to force her job to sack her because she doesn't have the balls to quit herself. She said yes, she does, and there are plenty of dating sites that cater to this dynamic. I told her I'd seen them and that they are more sugar daddy dynamics, and without being horrible, she's too old for that. This set her off. She said I'm wrong and that I'm the one who can't support my wife, so I'm the bad one in the marriage and a real man would be able to give her the life she wants. She was shouting and screaming this at the top of her lungs. It's about the only time I've been glad to be in our new house so the neighbors didn't hear. I got a bit petty at the real man comment and said, you can't cook, you can't clean, and you don't have segs. What part of being a trad wife do you offer? I then stole a comment from my last post and said she doesn't want to be a trad wife, she wants to be a trophy wife. She just said I'm unbelievable and has gone to her sisters again. I'm going to take the next couple of weeks and start talking to a divorce lawyer to see what this entails. Then once this ball has got rolling, I'm effing off to Portugal for a couple of weeks to myself. Top/relevant comments. Commenter. Marriage is a partnership, not a service package. Good luck with your journey towards finding a true equal. Ops response. Agreed. I want a partnership, not a business arrangement. Commenter 2. Yeah, you two are just not compatible. Good luck with your journey towards finding your other half, who will actually discuss things with you instead of name-calling and gaslighting. Ops response. It's heartbreaking. I miss the woman my wife was so much. She was an inspiration to me. Was there something that triggered the change in Ops' wife? The pandemic, when she started spending all day on social media and then seeing her niece make $500,000 a year from of. It turned her bitter. Commenter 3. So she doesn't want to have a job, meaning the household income drops by £50,000. But she also wants bigger, better expenses and hired help, on just your income. This is like have her check for a brain tumor levels of stupidity on her part. You need to get out before she bankrupts you. Ops response. Yep, with the new house and car she's dropped £550,000 debt on us, then announced she doesn't plan on working anymore, so it's all on me. When I said, okay, but we'll have to downsize and sell the car, she said no. She wants all of it plus help plus no working. Op describes his wife's personality before the pandemic. She was loving, funny, sweet, kind, fun, ambitious, a work hard, play hard woman. She was daring and confident. The pandemic came, she spent all day watching videos on her phone, and just became really bitter with life and people. She used to be very attractive, but, I feel awful saying this, she's had a lot of lip fillers, Botox, and breast implants, and she's lost a lot of her looks. I look at photos of her from 4 to 5 years ago, and she was glowing with happy eyes and a beautiful smile. Now it's all gone. I look at her twin sister, who she calls old looking, and I think she looks so fresh. Commenter 4. So this is her midlife crisis. Neat. Fun fact, a lot of women who are in perimenopause, her age, go through this. That doesn't excuse it, and you definitely need couples therapy even if you do wind up divorcing. Ops response. She got tested about 6 months ago. All hormone levels are fine. Op on the alimony in his area. We don't have that here. Op explains what will happen in the divorce and who gets what. Everything will be split 50-50 as per UK law. Commenter 5. Trying to be a trad wife in the UK? Social media will destroy us all. Second update 2 months 1 week later. About 2.5 months ago, I posted about my wife leaving me because I refused to live the trad wife lifestyle. In my original post, I mentioned the big house and car she got me in debt for, over £500,000, and then decided she didn't want to work anymore. Starting with the car. After she left, I took half our savings and half the money in our joint account and put it in my own bank account. I told her to take the rest, around £60,000, and she could either pay off the car with the money or keep the money, and I'd take the car back, as it's in my name. She said neither, she's keeping both. This has been a struggle that ended with me having to ring the police to assist me in taking the car back. I got there, and the police were already there. My ex was crying, the 2 police officers looked at me like I was a piece of crap, my sister-in-law was shouting, "Yeah, take her independence and go back to your mansion while she sleeps in the spare room." The neighbors were all out looking. I very nearly caved and told her to just keep it, but it's £1,500 a month I can't warrant. I took it, sold it, and had to pay £12,000 difference in what I owed on it. I'll be honest, I was expecting worse. Now the house. We paid £700,000 for it, with £200,000 down. I've spent about £100,000 on it doing it up, and when I got it valued, I was pleasantly surprised at £1 million. I was even more surprised that within 2 weeks of it going on the market, it sold to one of my neighbors. A lovely Indian family had asked me to work on their house, but they said it's just easier to move into mine. They do, however, want me to build a granny annex on the side once they've completed the purchase. That'll be another couple of months yet, but we'll both walk away with around £250,000 each. I'll be looking to buy a house for around £200,000, so I'll be back to mortgage-free and debt-free in a couple of months. On to my wife. She's still living at her sister's, and as far as I'm aware, hasn't found anyone who wants a 40-year-old trad wife who doesn't cook, clean, or have sex. She has asked me back twice, but I've said no. One was a drunken proposition, the other one more heartfelt. It's too late now, though. We've already started the divorce proceedings, and that should be done early next year. All I've been doing is working and plodding along. Nothing else I really can do. I thought I'd update because I still get 10 to 20 messages a week asking how I'm doing, and I really appreciate it. Thank you so much. Top/relevant comments. Commenter. I'm glad he's going ahead with the divorce. It sounds like she let herself be brainwashed by TikTok, presumably, could be getting the trad wife crap elsewhere, and her sister. She's completely delusional. Even the fact that she thought she could crawl back to op when divorce proceedings had already started, girl, it's over. You showed your true colors, and they were ugly. Op's response. She was getting brainwashed by TikTok and Instagram. I didn't think she'd ask me back, but when she did, she framed it more like she'd decided to give me a second chance and take me back. Commenter 2. One of those trad wife influencers, I forget her name, has like 3 kids too or something, and was exposed for having a secret team of around 8 people helping her do everything. But the videos make it look like she is doing it all herself with a smile. People eat that crap up, and then think, why can't I have that life too? Op's response. I tried to show my wife one of these exposure videos where it shows the truth, but she didn't believe it. Commenter 3. She will believe it when her dream doesn't happen, or when the ones willing to give her that trad wife lifestyle are some old-ass seniors in their 60s or 70s who are lonely, have a bit of money, but not enough to fund the glam trad wife she wants to be. Op's response. Honestly, I hope she finds what she wants and is happy, but I think her expectations are wrong.